Technical difficulties.
Waiting for the green light.
Well, that's fine.
Good afternoon. It is 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. We'll call the City Council meeting for the City of New Ulm to order. Item number 1, consent agenda. Councilors, what are your wishes?
I'll move it.
Go ahead.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 2.1 will be tabled, the public hearing for Highland Manor per the request of Oak Hills. This time we'll move on to item number 2.2, public hearing establishing a tax abatement program for Southern Minnesota Tooling and S&H Capital.
Dave Snowbrook. Out in the hall? No?
He was right out there.
Otherwise, we can come back to it.
Nope, he's here.
No, he's here.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
Thank you.
Council President, members of the City Council, we're conducting a public hearing on a resolution to establish a tax abatement program for Southern Minnesota Tooling and S&H Capital LLC, and this would be located at 1212 North Front Street. I would note that S&H Capital is the owner of the property, developer, and that Southern Minnesota Tooling is the business that operates at that location. Both of those entities are owned by Greg Holm, who serves as president of Southern Minnesota Tooling. The Southern Minnesota Tooling is a tool and die company established in 1995. The purpose of establishing a tax abatement program is to provide additional financial assistance to pay for some building costs. I might note that a public hearing is a requirement in order to establish a tax abatement program. Now, a little bit about the proposed project. Currently, the firm has a building of 8,000 square feet. They're proposing to add a building addition of 10,000 square feet. Construction is scheduled to start this August, possibly. The project would allow the business to expand their operations. A tax abatement program allows the city to rebate a portion of the property taxes and use those proceeds to offset development or redevelopment costs incurred by the property owner or city. And I should note that the rebate is only city property taxes. So school district or county, if they were to participate, that's a separate action on their part. The city currently has 4 existing tax abatement programs, Frontier Labs, Minnesota Valley Testing Labs, DLC Manufacturing and Fabrication, and Windings. A permitted use of tax abatement is general economic development resulting in an increased tax base, and so for that reason this project does qualify. The proposed amount of tax abatement that the city would provide would be $150,000. And that's based on the valuation increase that we received from the Brown County assessor. The abatement would be payable over a 14-year time period. We anticipate that the last year, only a 50% payment would be necessary. The city fee to establish a tax abatement program is $4,000, and we typically pay for that using tax abatement proceeds. In this case, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to take $1,000 per year for 4 years, and that'll come out of the city's general tax levy. So we're indirectly taking revenue that's generated by this project and using it for that purpose. The maximum term of a city-only tax abatement program is 15 years. The first payment that we would make to Southern Minnesota Tooling would be in 2025. So we will be entering into a development and business subsidy agreement with Southern Minnesota Tooling and S&H Capital. From an employment standpoint, the firm will retain the 15 existing positions that they have, and they will add 2 positions at a minimum salary of $22 per hour. And those job goals need to be complied with or accomplished within 2 years of their occupancy of the building addition. The tax abatement program basically is kind of on a pay-as-you-go basis, which means that the owner pays for all of the project expenses, and then over time, the city compensates the owner for a portion of those. That would complete the staff report. And I apologize for being late.
No, that's me. Mr. Schnurberg, thank you. Thank you so much.
There a report, but this is a public hearing.
Yes, at this time, we will open the public hearing. If there's anyone that would be care to be heard, please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Hearing nothing, I'll offer a resolution to waive the reading and close the public hearing, approving the establishment of a tax abatement program for Southern Minnesota Tooling Incorporated and S&H Capital LLC at 1212 North Front Street.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? I just think it's great to see companies continuing to grow and create more jobs and
And good paying jobs.
good paying jobs. And I think, yeah, this is what we want. And I know it's a lot of work to establish a tax abatement program, so thank you for your work. And those are my comments. Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Warmka,
Yes.
and President Bedker.
Yes, that motion is carried. Item number 3.1, pull tabs, bingo pull tabs, tip boards, raffle gambling permit for Church of St. Mary.
I'll make a motion to approve the issuance of a lawful gambling permit for Church of St. Mary to conduct bingo, pull tabs, tip board raffles, gambling at Church of St. Mary, 417 South Minnesota Street on Sunday, September 25th, 2022.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 3.2, liquor permits for the Herman Monument Society.
I'll offer a motion to approve the issuance of the liquor permits for the Herman Monument Society to serve alcohol during Herman Fest located at Harmon Park, 101 North Garden Street, and Herman Heights Park, 14 Monument Street on Saturday, September 10th, 2022, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements.
I'll second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion?
Was that what we needed to add a?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
Next one.
Gotcha.
Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 3.3, a temporary on-sale 3.2 malt liquor license for Church of St. Mary.
Oh, it's not the next one. It's two more.
Two more. I'll keep going for Church of St. Mary here. So I'll make the motion to approve the issuance of a temporary on-sale 3.2 malt liquor license for Church of St. Mary to sell alcohol at their church festival located at the church grounds at 417 South Minnesota Street and parking lot adjacent to 5th South Street to use of public right-of-way at 5th South Street between Minnesota and German Streets on Sunday, September 25th, 2022, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 3.4, temporary on-sale liquor permit for Seifert Bianchi American Legion Post number 132.
I'll offer a motion to approve the issuance of temporary on-sale liquor permit for Seifert Bianchi American Legion Post number 132 to sell alcohol at an event at German Park, 200 North German Street on Wednesday, July 20th, 2022, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements. And in case of inclement weather, this activity and permit would move to the community center.
Second.
Is that worded correctly?
Yeah, and that's 1212 North Franklin Street,
Thank you.
Community Center.
Civic Center.
Center.
The Civic Center.
Oh, the Civic Center. Oh, okay. I was thinking the other one. Sorry.
Is it the Civic Center or the Community Center?
I thought Denny said the
Community
center.
The senior center or the hockey arena?
That is community center.
The senior.
Center, so that's what, 601? North German? 600 North German Street. Okay, so to recap, just adding the community center at 600 North German Street as a
case of bad
backup
weather.
location. Okay,
Still second.
all right, any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 3.5, Black Frost Distilling LLC liquor licenses.
I'll offer a motion to approve the issuance of the annual on-sale micro distiller cocktail room license, micro distillery off-sale license, and Sunday liquor license for Black Frost Distilling LLC at 201 First Street North, including deck and patios. License will be effective on the date of approval of the Minnesota State-issued micro distiller's license and ending June 30th, 2023, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 4.1, summary of business conducted during board and commission meetings.
I can start. We did not meet for the Cable Commission, not enough items for to have a meeting. So EDA, there's a couple of us that were there, but we had great discussion and made a decision to move forward on the purchase of a building for a 4-pod daycare center. Very unique and different in this part of the state. And so, but we wanted to move forward. We've been talking about it for a year and a half. We've made that as a major theme of the EDA this year, is increasing daycare options for our community and workforce. And this potentially could create up to 4 separate daycare facilities, or maybe 2 daycare and 1 large facility. So we're waiting to see, but that's moving along very, very nicely. So, and I'll let other folks fill in if I'm missing anything there.
I got something.
Go ahead.
All right, this past Saturday, I hosted a couple from Detmold, Germany. Detmold, to those of you watching and don't know, is the home of the original Herman in Germany, 2.5 times the size of ours. And we established we did a little exchange of gifts and took them up to the top and just reestablished a relationship with that place. I'll send a letter to their mayor, who sent me one. He had little trading cards. Maybe I need Terry Sweeney trading cards. And then, Larry, I'm going to preempt you on Sister Cities. This Friday, I go up to the cities to pick up Felix Villman, who is our Sister City exchangee coming from Ulm, and we'll have him for 3 months. And that's all.
I don't have anything.
I'm going to just add, I attended the League of Minnesota Cities Conference the end of June up in Duluth. It was a well-attended conference with about 700 members there this past year. And then last Wednesday, we did the first meeting of our comp plan with our consultants.
And I too have nothing to report.
Thank you, counselors. And Mayor Sweeney. Item number 5.1, MPRA Award of Excellence for Recreation Center for the Renew Project.
All right, thank you, Council President and City Council members. I am Joey Schugel, and I am here today representing the Minnesota Recreation and Parks Award Committee. And it's an honor to be here today because I'm here to present the Minnesota Recreation and Parks Association 2021 Award of Excellence to New Ulm Park and Recreation. However, before we do that, I want to give you a little background on what MRPA does. So, MRPA, Minnesota Recreation Parks Association, was formed in 1937 to foster growth and development of parks and recreation profession throughout the state. Presently, there are nearly 900 professional members of the association that come from municipal, county, state, district, and commercial and private agencies. The MRPA Awards Committee was created in 1987 with the purpose of acknowledging individual members and agencies for their excellence in the field of parks, recreation, and leisure services. Awards Committee members represent a cross-section of association members from the state of Minnesota. The Awards of Excellence program is presented in partnership with Highway Federal Credit Union. And the Awards of Excellence is an annual program that is established as solely created to recognize agencies and their staff for exemplarily, I wish I could say that, project that either was implemented in 2021 or received substantial revisions in 2021. MRPA members may nominate a project for an award of excellence in 7 different categories: administrative management strategies, communication, park and facilities, programming and events, sponsorships and partnerships, and sustainability and volunteer initiatives. Nominations received are then reviewed, evaluated, and scored by awards committee members. Only the top scoring nominations are selected to receive an award of excellence recognition. So I am here today to present the award for the Recreation Center Expansion Project. And that project was submitted under the Park and Facility category. And just a couple things on how that project stood out to the awards committee in scoring is it really showed community support and, you know, the backing of 70+% approving the Renew initiative, the uniqueness of the project and all the different players involved, and then the regional significance that it brings the area. So it is my pleasure on behalf of the MRPA Awards Committee to present New Ulm Park and Recreation for winning the project for the Recreation Center expansion in the Park and Facility category. I would also like to recognize, along with the MRPA Awards Committee, Assistant Director Cheryl Corman, who nominated the project for the Award of Excellence. So congratulations to all involved. Mr. Mayor. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shugel. Thank you to Cheryl for nominating the project, and thank you to Tom and Cheryl and all the Park and Rec folks for their hard work. The Renew project it was a very big project that had a lot of moving pieces to it, and I think we can all say that the pain of not being able to use the rec center for a while it's worth it when you go in and you see the great facility that we have. The Ninja Cross facility, which is only the second in the nation. So way to go designing and adding some just unique elements that are a regional draw. So thank you. And thank you, Joey.
And cities really go after these awards, and so thank you, Cheryl, for leading this, because cities like to promote what's going on in their city, and so do we. So I'm sure that took a lot of work and extra time on your hands. So thank you, Cheryl, for doing that as well. And I agree. Just so much wonderfulness came out of this project, and over years of meetings and committees and struggles, but we got it. We got it done. So thank you, Tom. Thanks to your staff.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Moving on to item number 6.1, a second consideration of ordinance 22-056, fifth series, amending chapter 5 liquor licensing and regulation.
I'll offer motion to conduct the second considerization of the adopted ordinance 22-056, fifth series, amending section 5 of the city code and adopting new sections 5.36, baseball on-sale wine and malt liquor license, and 5.46, extended hours during World Cup and updating sections 5.25, 5.34, and 5.42.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 6.2, a development agreement with S&H Capital LLC and Southern Minnesota Tooling Incorporated.
President, members of the City Council, this particular item, it's a development agreement, but it is also a business subsidy agreement. The agreement covers issues associated with the construction of the building addition, as well as the use of property tax abatement to financially support this project. It's directly associated with your previous action on this particular item. The development agreement has been reviewed by a number of different people, including our consultant, the city attorney, and a representative of S&H Capital and Southern Minnesota Tooling. Approval of the agreement will support an existing business and allow for its expansion in New Ulm. Tax abatement is an established Minnesota program that promotes economic development, so it's intended for this purpose. And as with other development agreements, the staff and city attorney request authorization to further refine as needed final language and exhibits associated with the development agreement. I don't know that that's going to be necessary in this particular request. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Schnobrick.
I'll offer the resolution, waive the reading approving a development agreement with S&H Capital LLC and Southern Minnesota Tooling Incorporated for a tax abatement program at 1212 North Front Street.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack,
Yes.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Warmka,
Yes.
and President Becker.
Yes, that motion is carried. Item number 7.1, preliminary official statement for the Go PIRF and refunding bonds, Series 2022.
Counselors, this is the next step in the bonding process for the year. This is the information that will go out to potential bidders in a couple of weeks for that sale of the bonds for this year's projects.
I'm fine. I'll offer a motion to receive and approve the draft of the preliminary offering statement regarding the $2,460,000 general obligation permanent improvement revolving fund series 2022.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion?
I guess for finance, are we going to be doing any other bonds later this year?
This is the only bond scheduled for this year.
So we're, okay. Good.
Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Oh, it is a resolution? Okay.
No,
It's
it's
just,
not, sorry, that's
Okay.
next time.
all right,
It's the
sorry.
sale. Next step.
At the sale. Thank you. Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 7.2, set public hearing date for the 2022 utility street and alley improvements.
Counselors, this actually was a public hearing that was held earlier in the year, in February. Engineering sent out all the notices that needed to be sent out, but something happened in our office and we failed to publish it in the paper as required. We have to meet that requirement in order to be able to issue the bonds. So, one, we are working on making sure this doesn't happen. I know it happened a few years ago as well, and I just think with staff turnover, whatever that process was, we dropped the ball again and we missed that. So we need to hold that public hearing again and make sure we get those publications in the paper. There were no public comments made at that original hearing, so.
That's correct.
Well, I'll offer a motion to set the date, the public hearing on the 2022 utility street and alley improvement project for Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022 at 4:30 PM.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion is carried. Item number 7.3, Park and Recreation, 830 account transfers.
Tom Schmitz, Park and Recreation Department. President Betker and councilors, you have before you a simple request that 830 accounts are special project accounts or individual park accounts. There's not a lot of them in our finance department, but they're for special individual projects or individual parks. These transfer requests are before you because these projects have been long ago completed, and we have appropriate active accounts to transfer those funds to. The Park and Recreation Commission unanimously recommends that you allow moving these funds.
Thank you, Mr. Schmitz.
I'll authorize the following 830 account transfers. Do I need to list them?
I would, for the record.
$917 from the South German Park to Dog Park, $1,940 historical markers to the German Park Amphitheater, and $1,063 from the New Ulm Area Concert to the German Park Amphitheater.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you,
Thank
Mr. Schmitz. Item number 7.4, pollinator-friendly city.
Presented by Dave Christian.
Well, we did receive the information, and I can just review since Councilor Christian is not here. But it would be adopting the city of New Ulm as a pollinator-friendly city to promote the importance of a healthy urban and natural environment today and in the future. So another one of the descriptions we have of our city and different programs that we can participate in.
So this means some new signs will go up, or?
I don't think
advertising?
necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of, it's something that you could potentially choose to do. I don't know, is Mr. Schmidt still here? Do you want to just speak on that a little bit? It's just acknowledging, kind of like the no mow May, if you were to accept that as a city, that, this is a similar resolution. Please correct me if I'm incorrect, but.
Yes, no, correct. President Betker and councilors, there are no signage needs with this. It's simply adopting the proposed resolution before you, of which many other municipalities in Minnesota have done so.
Hey, I'm fine with it. I'll go ahead and offer those resolution, waive the reading, adopting the city of New Ulm as a pollinator-friendly city to promote the importance of healthy urban and natural environment today and in the future.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Yes.
Counselor Schultz? Yes. Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
And President Becker?
Yes, that motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Item number 7.5, Park and Recreation donations.
The resolution waive the reading accepting donations offered to the city of New Ulm through the Park and Rec Department as outlined. $75 honoring the Polzine family from Cleo Polzine. For Herman Heights Park paver stones, $400 honoring Gummy, Lorene, Lenore, Lucille Vetter from the Boothines. Herman Monument Interpretive Center, $67.10 from the 2022 annual distribution of the Gebser Endowment Fund, administered by the New Ulm Area Foundation. German Park Memorial Bench honoring Lindsay Wilford Overbay, $1,621.93 from Lindsay's family and friends. German Park Paver Stones, $200 honoring Frank and Betty Linsmeyer from Betty Linsmeyer. German Park Amphitheater, $500 honoring Dr. Ann Vogel from Louis Drill. Riverside Park Environmental Learning Center, multiple taxidermy mounts and wood ducks from Neil Hagberg. Wild Art Taxidermy, $10 from Patricia and Bruce Crambier. 2 informational kiosks on the paved recreational trail constructed by Eagle Scout candidate Eric Getz, $1,200 from the Optimist Club, Jenny Jansen. I believe that's it.
Total amount of $4,074.03.
Thank you, President Becker.
You need a second.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
And President Becker?
Yes, that motion is carried. Item number 7.6, Fire Department donation.
I'll offer the resolution, waive the reading, accept a $100 donation from the fire department from Jeannie Kretsch.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
And President Becker?
Yes, that motion is carried. Item number 7.7, Police Department donations.
I'll offer the resolution to waive the reading, accept a monetary donation of $13,842 from United Church of Christ.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion?
Do we want to just mention that this was a result of the church closing and the process of dissolving, that they equally divided their funds, and the police department was one of 30 nonprofits to receive that $13,842.
Yes, it just was such a generous and unexpected
Wonderful.
gift, and it really will make a lot of local impact.
Chief Borkert, do you have uses that, do you have a special place when you get unusual things like this? Or is it to be used as you see fit? As the department sees fit?
Dave Borkert, Chief of Police, Madam President, members of the council. To answer your question, Mayor Sweeney, we basically will be putting this in a reserve account if this is accepted by the council. We don't solicit for any type of donations ever without council direction. I mean, realistically, that's a grant process. This was just generously provided. We didn't know this was coming. We literally got the check in the mail. We don't have anything. And the letter was very clear on there. I had attached the letter. There's no earmarks. We can spend the money however we choose. So we'll just put it into a reserve account and, for future budgeting options. Things are getting kind of expensive. Body cameras, you'll be seeing things coming up in the future budget. It's not an earmark, but I know one of the individuals that had recommended this to the board, to their church board, it has a strong, really likes the resource as far as our canine unit. But again, there was no earmark regarding, their formal donation. But she had mentioned that just basically as a verbal reminder. But I don't know if that answers your question.
Totally.
It's just basically, anything we would spend from that reserve account needs council direction. So that would be a future council request.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'd hate to see it just get absorbed into the general fund, and, they were generous enough to give us 13,000. It'd be nice to find something that they know we spent that money on. So. And it does say they want that check cashed as soon as possible. Nicole, can you work on that?
Yep, it'll go in tomorrow.
Thank you, Chief Borkert. Thank you. We do have a motion and a second. Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
And President Becker?
Yes, that motion is carried. With no additional business, we will adjourn this meeting and move into a work session.